Hi, this is Nora here with Source Realty, and today's topic is going to be on the process of buying a home. So basically, when buying a home, the most important thing is, I always tell my clients, is to know where you stand with being able to qualify for a loan. So what this means is that usually they need to run your credit, and they need to know what your credit score is, and then really start working with you from that point of view. If the credit is actually in the points that are required from the lender, then you can start with the next step, and if it's not, then you start working on your credit. But I think it's very important for you to actually know where you stand with that. The next part of being able to qualify for home is knowing how much the bank really needs you to basically earn. So what they're going to do is they're going to ask you for some financials, and they're going to be able to see exactly how much money you are making. From this part of it, what they do is they see what your eligibility to qualify for is. So the amount, basically, what you're qualified for. So in this process here, what happens is your credit score is very important, and then again, how much money you earn. So once you get through this process, the next part is the best part actually, is you start looking for a home. And so what usually happens is when you start looking for a home is we get involved, and the lender usually gives you a pre-qualification letter, and we start basically shopping the market for your specific home, what you want, your wish list basically. And what happens during that process is once we do find the home or the homes that you're interested in actually purchasing, we begin the process of negotiating with the seller of that property. So what happens in that process of negotiating is there's a lot of communication between you, the buyer, and us, and then the other party as well that's being involved in the transaction. Once we get through the negotiation and basically both sides agree to the contract, then at that moment what we do is we do what's called an open escrow, and that's basically because we have an executed contract. That part is very important, and it's a part where most people get extremely excited, because at this point what you'll know is you'll know your closing date. So you'll know exactly when you'll be getting keys of your home. And so I think for many of you that's extremely exciting, because at that point you can actually start planning to give notices to your apartment complex or your landlord, whatever that means for you, but at least you kind of have a timeline that you can work with. So I can tell you a little bit more about escrow process. There's a lot that goes in that process, so we'll have another separate video to actually teach you a little bit more about what gets involved once you have an executed contract and you open escrow. So thank you very much for joining us today in the video on buying a home. It's very easy. We hope to hear from you soon. We want to get started with you.